Hello.
Stravete.
And welcome back to our little Bulgarian adventure.
Yes, we've had quite an eventful week weather-wise.
Yes. Not much other stuff, but
No.
an eventful week weather-wise.
Yes, we've had sunshine, we've had rain, we've had wind, storms, thunder, lightning, all sorts of stuff going on.
Yeah.
But we've got to this stage now, the sun's back out, normal service has been resumed.
Yes, but only today I feel.
I think so, yeah. Yes, we've had some wet weather, we've had some slow days, which means we haven't really done an awful lot.
No.
That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. But we have carried on with the summer kitchen. It's slowly taking shape. This is how far we've got this week. Well, we've continued work on the summer kitchen out here. Now, I'll run you through what we've done so far. It's been a bit of a slow week, but that's down to weather, materials, that sort of thing. But I'll explain what's happening as we go along. I started the week by starting the grouting on the surface here. Now, we've set the sink in, but we've grouted around it now, and we've grouted between the tiles. I started this last week, at the weekend, and got halfway through and ran out of grout. So that was put on hold temporarily. So I thought, turn my attention to the rendering of the walls. I've now rendered the outside as well as the inside of the walls. Because it's not been sealed yet with the paint, when it rains, which it has been this morning, it does absorb some of the water. Now, that's not a problem in the long term, but in the short term, I'm just going to have to let it dry out before I paint it. The area that we put the 3 big tiles in has also been grouted once I got some more grout, and that works really well. It's a nice finish. You can also possibly see along the front. I put the first coat of render on the front just to tidy everything up and bring it all together. Now, you may remember when we poured this concrete slab, we made sure it was running away from the house, so any water that got onto it would run away from the house rather than towards the house. Now, this works. There's one small problem. Now, the plan for the water running away works, except some idiot built this great big thing in the way and the water can't run out the back corner, which means I've got at least 1 centimetre of water in the corner here. Now, I'm going to have to drill a drainage hole through the wall, which I could have left a drainage hole when I was building it, but I didn't think of it. So I'll drill a hole which will let the water out. Once we finish the summer kitchen, it'll have a roof on it. So we shouldn't get as much water anyway, but it's not going to hurt to put a drainage hole in there. So I'll be doing that, but I'm going to wait until the water's gone, because I don't really want to use my electric drill in a puddle. Here against the side of the house, I've got the timber that I'm going to be using to make the roof. There's still some more bits to be delivered. We've got the roofing panels, but the actual timber that I can make the frame out of, and the cups that the uprights will sit in and screw to the concrete, I've got all the bits I need for that, so I can actually build the framework while I'm waiting for the roofing panels to be delivered. I've also got the plumbing bits, because we're going to have obviously a tap to the sink, so I've got to run that from our outdoor tap, which is just behind the worktop that I've made. So that's another job that I've got to do. It's very much a case at the moment of deciding what order to do the jobs in to make life as easy as possible for me. The very first thing though I have to do is a bit of cleaning up. And that's the formers taken off. We can now see the edges of the slab that we poured. Now we're going to landscape around the slab and around the summer kitchen, but that'll wait until the whole thing is built. So I've got my work cut out for me for this week, but like I say, it's been a bit of a slow week. This is as far as we've got so far. We've been doing other stuff as well, but we're just waiting for one last delivery, and then we can really crack on with the roof. So hopefully this time next week we should have a roof over our summer kitchen. We'll have to wait and see.
The changeable weather we had earlier in the week did slow us down on doing things like grouting, and
Yeah.
can't we? Because we've not got the roof on yet. We can't do the grouting in the rain.
No. And when I was doing the rendering, I've literally just finished rendering and it started raining. Of all the times, come on.
Yeah, and The early part of the week we weren't getting proper rain, weren't we?
No.
It was just, but it was enough to stop work.
Yeah.
Whereas Thursday we started getting
Proper
rain all day, which the ground really needs. I'm sure everywhere in Bulgaria really needs.
I think
it.
so. But now it's done it, back to normal service.
Yeah, we hope so. So we did spend a lot of our week this week.
Hunt of materials, wasn't it?
Yeah. The usual trauma of sourcing materials.
Yeah. We needed wood, we needed roofing panels, we needed plumbing stuff, we needed electrical stuff. Oh, you name it, we needed it. But we think now, apart from one delivery, we've got it all.
Yeah.
We think.
It's never straightforward here.
No.
There's never one shop does everything that you can just go to, which is probably a good thing.
I guess it is, yeah. But when it comes to things like wood, you think, well, I'll go down to the local equivalent of B&Q.
No, you're not doing that here. But wood yards, and then you never know quite what they've got in on the day.
Exactly.
So that can all change.
Yeah.
But it ends up being a fairly traumatic experience every time because they never quite have what you want.
But
we did change your mind at the last minute.
We did. But we ordered the wood. Usually I order the wood and get it the same day. They actually said to me, it'll be tomorrow.
Yeah, so they've been busy.
Quite a shock. But they turned up very first thing the next morning. We unloaded the wood, and then the fella's van wouldn't start.
You had to
Probably
tow him back
starter
out the
motor, so I had to give him a tow, get him going. So hopefully his day improved from that point. Yeah, you don't want to be stuck 15 miles from where you're supposed to be with a van that won't start. So.
Yeah, but we have to say, apart from the roof panels, got it all here now. So.
Yeah. So I can start making the framework, and once the panels arrive, hopefully I'll be ready to bolt them on. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Weather permitting. Yeah, so as we had a bit of a weather affected week, we've turned our attention indoors and a bit of cooking. Yeah. We're going to be obviously doing a lot more cooking outdoors once we've got our summer kitchen finished. And in preparation for that, we've started doing some barbecue food. So if you want to make Adam's burgers, watch this. Well, we've almost got the summer kitchen ready, so I thought it was time to start showing some of the things we're going to be cooking out there. We're going to start really easy this week. We're going to start with burgers. Now, obviously you need minced beef for burgers, but I've also got the other bits and pieces which I'll run you through so you know what I add to them, how I make them, and how much they cost. So what I do is I use these ingredients to make a kind of paste which I then mix with the minced beef. It involves mixing an onion, salt, pepper, Worcester sauce, smoked paprika and some mustard powder. The first thing I need to prepare is the onion. Now I've peeled the onion and chopped it into chunks, but those of you who know me know I like a gadget, so to finish it off, we pop on the lid, bring it across the top, and that finally chops the onion for me. So there in the bowl we now have half a teaspoon of mustard powder, salt, smoked paprika, garlic powder and pepper. Now they all get added in to the onion, and with that we then take a splash of Worcester sauce, and that's ready to mix together. Now that that's all mixed together, we're ready to add the minced beef and work it all together. We're basically just working one mixture into the other until it's all uniform. Once we've done that, we'll be ready to make the actual burgers themselves. Now that the mixture's ready, we need to divide it into 6 so that we can make 6 burgers. Now, Max and I have slightly larger burgers than Lynn, so the way to do this easily is just to weigh how much the mixture we've got. We've got 763 grams there. So we'll make Lynn's around about 100, which will leave 563 to be divided by the other 4. Okay. 101, that's near enough. So we form that into a ball and put it onto our parchment paper. So that's our mixture divided into 6. Now we have to form them into the burger shape, and I basically use one of these. It's a dough cutter, and it's got a flat surface on the back, and it's really good for being able to shape the burgers. Now you can use a burger press. I have one somewhere, but I found with this I could get them exactly the right size, the thickness. I could adjust them until I've got the burgers exactly as I want them. So that's the burgers all flattened out and shaped. To give you an indication of size, that's my hand there, so yeah, that's the size of the burger. Now, as I said before, Lynn's are smaller, she likes a thinner burger, whereas Max and I like the thick chunky ones. But they're all about the same size in diameter, so they all fit the buns just as well as each other. Now that they're prepared, we've got to cut the paper into 6 squares, put them in a Tupperware, put them in the fridge, and they can firm up now for about half an hour, and then they're ready to cook. While I was making the burgers, Lynn's been making the burger buns. This is what she's made. If you want to know how to make them, you'll have to ask us in the comments. We're going to be cooking on the gas barbecue this evening. I've got the pan there ready for the onions. I've got the griddle here ready for the burgers. So it should just be a case of taking them off and popping them on. We also like to toast the buns on the grill. I'll pop those on there. Just like that. We're now ready to flip the burgers. So, there we go. You'll notice the burgers do shrink quite a lot when they're being cooked. That's because the fat and some of the juices are coming out. So you'll still be very juicy burgers, but they will shrink when you do make them. And of course, now is the time to add the cheese, so that it melts onto all the burgers. You have a nice melted cheese. Now what we've got here, I think they call it salami cheese for some reason, and 1 solitary slice of cheddar. We will add extra cheese on when we come to serve them up, but for now that's just to melt on there, help coat the burger with a nice layer of melted cheese. So that's the burgers now dressed with the various bits and pieces we're putting in them. Bit of a miscalculation on my part. I checked went to the fridge, we've got no lettuce. That would normally be in there somewhere, but just close them up, eat them, and that's dinner done for tonight. Max, what do you think of the burgers?
The buns that are been made, homemade are very nice. They're very soft, very fizzy, very tasty, juicy, and way better than anything that McDonald's could do.
Okay.
Yeah, having had Max's endorsement that they're quite tasty. And all in all, I think they definitely cost well under £2 a bun.
I think so, per burger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can make the eight bread rolls were definitely less than £2.
Yeah.
All 8.
And there's about 5 lefs worth of meat, and there's cheese in there and all sorts. But yes, we reckon it's about let's call it 2 lev per burger. Yeah. And when you consider a Big Mac's around 10 lev, it's not a bad.
No, yes.
Not a bad
There's
saving.
no comparison.
And it has tastes good.
Yeah, we've decided we're never eating McDonald's again, haven't we?
Yes. Yeah, so every so often you think, oh, I can't, yeah, I missed one, I'll just try it, but it's so disappointing.
Well, we've done that once since we've been here.
Yeah.
We're not doing it again. That was 2 years ago, 3
Yeah.
years ago.
And it was just, no,
No.
let's not bother. There's so much good food here, there's no need to.
Yes, certainly on the takeaway, on the eating outside.
Yeah,
The traditional Bulgarian food is much, much better.
definitely. Yeah, so that's been our week really. A bit of cooking, a bit of pottering
A
around.
lot of shopping.
A lot of shopping. But now that's behind us, we can get on and do some work.
Except for tomorrow, because we're going out tomorrow.
Yes, it's Palamart's trading day tomorrow morning. Usual stuff, and if you're there we'll see you. Come and say hello. And I think that really is about it for us for this week. So until next week, it's time for us to say,
Stay safe.
be well.
Do skoro.
Do skoro.